The Zone Coverage Podcast Network.
The Andy Luke and Arif football machine.
Autobots, transform! I like this kind of party!
Straight cash, homie.
Starts now.
Welcome back to Thunderdome for another Zone Coverage Football Machine and the Zone Coverage Podcast Network. I'm your not so humble host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Tour Machine, and I have a little bit of equity. More equity than Clay Matthews' rhinoplasty bill.
Okay.
His face.
Yeah.
More equity than Mike Zimmer ordering a quesadilla and a cerveza por favor at his birthday dinner. That was a great picture.
That was.
Luke in absentia had a good tweet on the caption contest. Where do you think that was from? Snapchat, probably? Instagram?
Yeah, probably Snapchat.
Probably one of the daughters, like Instagrams.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he loves that kid now. Yeah. Joining me, as always, is Arif Hassan, NFL. Also, Yinka Indy is going to be here. He just texted me that he's here. This is very on brand. Declan's working the boards. Declan, you want to go let Yinka in?
Yep, hashtag on brand. Be right back.
It was pretty good. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit of OTA news. We have some sadness. It's unfortunate. We're going to do a little OTA Q&A, and then also we're going to dive into a game. It's a game called Andy Thinks. So
short game.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. Hey, what'd you get on the ACT?
I didn't take it.
So you're saying I got...
You got a better ACT score than me.
Bam. By like a factor of 32. Wait, that's not how math works. It's okay, though.
What'd you get on the ACT again?
Yeah. I love how that was like a big deal, like back in the day. It's because I had a friend who got like a 14, which seems tough to do on a 36 scale. But what can you do?
Yeah. No offense to your friend, but that seems...
No, he's an idiot. It's okay.
Okay.
Don't be an idiot. Follow Zone Coverage on Twitter at Zone Coverage MN. Also, don't be the super idiot. Become a subscriber. Get all this delicious content that is going down. Ooh, Airbnb just texted me. Yeah, just got the code. So I have to go on a bachelor party from tomorrow through Sunday.
Oh, no, you have to.
Yeah, so terrible. Out in the woods. I got my brand new Traeger smoker. Just going to do up like a brisket and ribs and burgers and wings and all those things and have a beverage or six. It's tough. It is a rough life as opposed to
it's tough.
Working and cranking out content. Yinka looks like looks like he works at Target.
Well, the pants aren't quite
Needs
khaki.
to be khakis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are khakis the requirement?
Yeah.
I think it's the requirement.
Yeah. Yinka Ende, all up in the building. Yinka, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
At Sexy Prince. Do you have... So, before the show, I actually made a phone call to my friend Nick for the first time in like a decade, right? And...
Oh, that was Nick that you were calling.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's who that was.
Is
Yeah.
it Nick and is
Nickerson.
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 Yeah. I've never seen Nick wear jeans. Now, do you have a friend like that?
That you've never seen? Like, what, does he always wear shorts or something?
No, he just always wears khakis if he wears pants.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Wrangler man. Like
Yeah.
I'm the
I
Brett
used
Favre
to
version a T.
only wear jeans for
Yeah.
a long time until my girlfriend was like, I mean, don't.
It's a dress occasion, so I
I'm
wore
wearing
the
jeans right now.
I
Yeah.
wore the black jeans and a Dan Marino jersey because it's a classy affair.
Well, for me, I was either always performing or either just at home. So I
Yeah.
was either in, slacks or
Yeah.
just like nice dress pants or sweatpants all the time. So
Yeah.
I always wore sweatpants in college and whatnot. Recently, I've been getting more into, from going out to wear
Yeah.
just jeans and stuff. But
Before we get started, tell me an instance where you were overdressed for an event. Just completely overdressed. Because mine was, so my daughter got baptized.
I wish Luke was here for this question.
So my daughter got baptized, and it was at this great church that we're at, except it's like super casual. It's not like one of those mega churches, but I mean, people definitely wear flip-flops to church. I'm guilty. It's fine. But it's baptism, so I just wear a suit and a tie. And then I felt like completely out of place because you got dads wearing like Slayer T-shirts and kids wearing like I think I saw a Steve Francis jersey. It's like I respect that, but also I feel a little out of place. What about you guys?
I don't think I have anything specific, but I think I sometimes struggle with, if it's like moderate, like either casual or business casual, when it's just like a small function for like a friend or something like that. And I usually go on the side of more businessy than casual. So yeah, I guess that's my answer.
My buddy tells me I dress like it's Easter all the time, and I do wear vibrant colors. I'm not wearing anything green today, but I think it's because green is also very
you're like
staple of the wardrobe.
Andy Bernard from The Office. You're always
Exactly.
dressed for brunch.
Yeah, no, that's exactly I think where he gets his inspiration from.
Arif, what about your overdressing wardrobe game?
I feel like I've done it a couple of times, but I can't remember a specific instance.
How many times have you wore a tie in the past 5 years?
Oh, man. I used to wear ties all the time in high school because of speech, but...
And also your time with Prince as a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, right.
We got to go to the temple.
Past 5 years, I don't know. I feel like at least once a month, which is like not a ton, obviously, but I work from home, so like, who cares what I look like?
When you do like Skype hits, do you put on the tie?
Usually no.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever for a Skype hit.
Yeah. Not even a clip on?
I've never done any Skype interview.
If I'm gonna wear a tie, it's not gonna be a clip on. What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
See, modern man right there. Also modern is Dex. Let's do a little Vikings news. Oh yeah. So Vikings knees, a tradition unlike any other. So
Rip.
down goes Hercules Mataafa, which is unfortunate. He was a fan favorite coming in, UDFA out of Washington State, super productive D tackle. He was going to play who knows what for the Vikings, but
on the D-line, essentially.
Well, he's going to be on the DL for the rest of the way. Ooh, smooth.
That was
Nice.
good. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
it's unfortunate, but he'll come back. I guess it's fortunate that happened early in the process, so he'll be ready to go next year.
Yeah, they can just put him on IR right away. They've got another roster spot. They'll probably call someone up that they've already cut.
I know a
Uh,
guy. That is very bright.
Right.
Loud. I'm
Loud?
sorry.
what is
He
the
just
stat-
came from voice acting
Yeah.
class. So
I saw a report that they kind of really loved Hercules, and he probably would have been a guy that they probably would have made the 53. Do you think that's true?
from what I understand, they're very excited about him. I don't know if that means that he would make the 53.
I don't know. I was a little bit worried just because he was making he switched early on in the process, and then just yesterday he was going to switch to was it D-tackle or defensive end or whatnot. So I didn't necessarily.
I think it was just defensive line.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
I didn't.
They made permanent the switch.
Yeah, and I didn't really like his odds with all the switching and whatnot. Not to say that
they're Joe Webbing him.
Exactly. He was our backup QB for so long.
Joseph Webb.
And backup receiver and backup kick returner.
Yeah.
I love he's still in the league, and he actually had quarterback snaps last year.
Where's he at now?
He was with
he
Carolina.
was at Carolina.
I
Now
know
he's
that.
not.
No,
Buffalo?
he's supposed
Yeah,
to be
he was
somewhere.
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And he actually played quarterback last year.
Not a QB though, right? At like wide receiver.
Yeah, but towards the end of the season, I think he eventually got some QB snaps. Now we have to look. Yeah, Buffalo, 2-7 for 35 yards and a pick. That's rough. Well, what do you expect? The guy hasn't thrown a pass in 5 years, and Bills just throw him out there. He's still better than Nathan Peterman, but
Yeah.
yeah, what can you do? So RIP that. Also, really unfortunate timing. Might have been foreshadowing, but the Vikings' wild, wacky arm inflatable tube man just went down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. And all the reporters were like, Vikings and knees, and it's like, you did this.
That dude's ankle actually looked
Yeah.
worse than I think his knee.
They're already calling us.
Yeah.
It hasn't even started yet.
So it'll be fine. Oh, Herc and the inflatable guy.
Yeah,
I feel
I
bad.
don't think they were expecting a this year contribution from him because either he needed to bulk up, add weight, or learn how to play linebacker, and it sounds like he wasn't going to learn how to play linebacker.
Yeah.
They were super excited about his potential. It sounded like I still don't think that necessarily translates to the 53, but he also is a candidate to get sniped if he goes through waivers onto the practice squad. So
Yeah,
who knows?
definitely.
He would have been a difficult decision for the Vikings. So
Definitely,
which is like a
definitely,
good thing to have.
definitely practice squad material.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get the feeling that 53 was going to be where he was
Yeah.
Well, at least he died doing what he loved. But special teams. Except don't you guys know that the UDFA class is better than the draft class? And like Holton Hill and Dooley and Mata Afa and Corey Robertson
Oh, right,
and
Dooley,
and Pujals were all going to make the 53.
I don't think anyone thinks Pujols is going to make the 53.
Okay, the first four then.
Colton Hill, yes.
Yeah, I don't know about Dooley. Maybe.
I think Hill's a lock. I would say Robertson.
Hill's already running with the twos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be a lock.
Where Hughes is Hughes running at all? With
He's switching between the ones and the twos.
Okay.
He took a couple of snaps with the ones.
Yeah.
I know he started with the threes in the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
Well, they're all just trying to find a solution for Treadwell because he is doing work.
Yeah, he's running with the ones in 3 receiver sets.
Yeah. Like he did last year when we had 200 yards.
Yeah, the UDFA class relative to what you'd expect from a UDFA class is better than the draft class. I would struggle to argue that like if you stacked up the drafted players against the undrafted players, you'd end up with better players in the undrafted side.
Is this the greatest Vikings UDFA class of all time?
Probably have to.
Would Kanye get on stage and yell about it?
You probably have to wait for one of them to put in a John Randall career, I guess.
Well, does John Randall's 1990 class just outweigh everything because he's all famer? I think it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. I don't even know who else was in that UDFA class.
Yeah. All right. So Adam Thielen's class was 2013. I'm gonna look up who is that. All right. So Colin Anderson, tight end from Furman. Ooh, Deron Carter was there.
I remember that year.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, actually, Carter Thielen's class could be up there. So Zach Lyon was in there as well.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Rodney Smith. What is up?
Yep.
James Vanderberg, quarterback from Iowa.
And Camp Arm.
Yeah. That's pretty much everyone of note. So there you
Wait,
go.
James Vanderberg made your list of people of note?
Yeah.
I thought you were just listing all of them.
Camden Wentz, center from North Carolina State. He was clearly trash.
Yeah, I don't even remember him.
You just don't like people named Wentz, so
Yeah,
you
that's-
tend to
that's
block
it.
people out of your
Yeah.
mind.
I don't even like Pete Wentz.
Yeah. Fall Out Boy.
Oh boy.
I like the rest of them.
The rest of them.
Speaking of so Brian O'Neill is going to be liking some food coming up soon. Courtney Crone did a nice piece on him about gaining weight, and he's on the seafood diet. Literally,
Hashtag gains.
yeah. Also,
The seafood
I love the note that when he switched from tight end to tackle, he gained 35 pounds in 6 weeks, which I don't think any of us could do that, even if we ate terrible food.
Even I can't do that.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that for 25 years. Man. It's never happened.
How much?
I can gain 10 pounds real fast, and then after that, it would just be an awful struggle. And obviously,
Yeah.
the 10 pounds would all be bad weight.
Yeah, you'd end up looking like Ben Stiller at the end of Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Looking like
His
shit.
mixed trick did bring all the boys to the yard, though.
But how much did that guy from Super Size Me gain?
Oh, a lot, right?
Yeah, I think he gained a lot.
Yeah, he gained a lot, and then he had heart problems.
Yeah, the biggest,
Oh, yeah.
it was the heart problems and the breathing issues he had from walking upstairs and stuff, which I sympathize with.
Yeah, but then it turned out he's a dirtbag, so screw him.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
feel as
Yeah,
bad.
he got swept up in the Me Too movement too. Except
Oh.
he tried to get out in front of it and own it, and then it's like, nah,
No.
dude.
It's
Nah.
too
Wow,
late.
he's so irrelevant. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a Netflix thing?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It was
Uh,
Super Size Me.
Yeah, but like
he
it was
had-
called like 30 Days.
Yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
on Hulu, but yeah, it was
Oh, sure.
like
Oh,
interesting.
I thought it was called Super Size Me with.
Yeah, I saw the one where he was
Morgan
spent 30
something, right?
Morgan Spurlock. He
Yeah.
spent 30 days as a coal miner because I think he's from West Virginia originally.
Yeah.
But yeah, he spent 30 days as a coal miner. Then at the end, they had this guy.
Did he get the black lung?
Oh no, I'm getting to that. He went to the
Get to
doctor.
it.
He went to the doctor, and he was with this coal miner who'd been down there for like 40 years, and they
Right.
both got tested for black lung. And they're like, "Mr. Spurlock, you don't have black lung." He's like, "Woohoo!" And he's like, "Old guy, you definitely do." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, buddy."
No.
Rough. Why
Yeah,
did
yeah,
why
that-
did they
That went
even
more
set it up like
morbid
that?
very
Like,
fast.
Yeah, it did.
That's just
Yeah.
that's just designed to
Terrible.
make you feel bad.
But a lot of the coal miners, so they work 6 days a week, except they can pull in $100,000, which in West Virginia,
That's good money,
pretty
man.
damn good.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
anywhere.
Though
That's
you're-
pretty damn
Even though
good.
you're trading
At the cost of your
years.
lungs.
Right, yeah. I mean, you're trading your life away. Also, I guess the incidence of black lung is rising among. This is not a football podcast, is
Yeah.
it?
No.
The incidence of black lung is rising among coal miners, and
Yeah.
people are struggling to figure out why.
But
according to an NPR story I heard 2 months ago.
if the Zimmer Hellfire defense was a element of getting fossil fuels out of the ground, it would be fracking. That's a fracking good defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was struggling to find the connection.
I got it.
Yeah.
I just didn't comment.
There you go. Also
I
very
thought it was like
also
they
very
do it
controversial.
sideways or
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Michael Kendricks beef. So what is the deal with him and Rap
yeah.
Sheet?
He has no respect for anything Rap Sheet does.
A lot of
It's almost
people
like you
don't.
pulled that straight from what he said.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the beef, right?
Yeah, except did anyone uncover like any pre-existing stuff, or is it all just conjecture?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I love that. All right, so Rap Sheet just puts out the innocuous,
Rap Sheet
insider
didn't
scoop.
respond at all.
Yeah, he didn't.
Like, I don't know if I am impressed or annoyed. Like,
Well,
this clearly happened. Everyone's talking
But
about
I mean,
it.
like, he's probably used to like a few players not liking him.
That's pretty
Oh, yeah.
direct. I don't
Yeah,
think I've
well-
seen that before.
Well, I'm sure in the game of information swapping, like Rap Sheet did something that Kendricks may have perceived as wrong before.
Well, I mean,
Like
Schefter.
maybe his playing time in Philly.
Because I mean, I don't know if you guys
no, I
noticed.
assume that that's part. Like, I assume that it doesn't just spring
Yeah.
from this report.
'Cause I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago when Adam Schefter actually released John Pierre Paul's like medical information.
Mm.
Yeah.
There was like a brief minute where Schefter was actually really behind in releasing information. And
Yeah.
I think part of that was probably just like lack of trust after just releasing medical records. Because I mean,
Really?
why would players trust you after doing something like that?
I don't think a
he-
player was the one that gave him the medical records.
No, I know, but
It's
I'm
just
saying
weird.
even releasing that.
Yeah,
kinda
Schefter
stuff.
was a real hypocrite there.
Yeah.
Also, behind the scenes, so I
One of
ordered
Andy's like 10 good jokes.
a new Traeger grill, and so I'm going on a trip tomorrow, so I have to get it put together.
Hashtag sponsored.
But the wife is assembling it right now, and she's giving me live updates. I shall also keep you abreast. Apparently, there's like 200 parts,
200 parts?
Yeah.
La Grill. What
Wow.
the hell is a La Grill?
and my wife is a lot of things. A wonderful wife, wonderful mother, handyman, not exactly, but she was really gung ho about this. So we shall.
It's exciting to
Good for
build
her. I
stuff.
don't
man.
got the patience for that.
Yeah.
I hate IKEA. At first it took away my hockey center, and then I have to build stuff when I go
Yeah.
buy it. No, I'm not going in there. That's terrible.
It's pretty cheap, though. Man.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
cheap. I've heard of the
Worth it,
cheapness.
man.
Yeah, so I have a take.
Ugh.
Anything you buy from IKEA is at or exceeds expected value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I 100% agree. And there's a bunch of stuff
Okay.
from IKEA that
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
That like falls apart too quickly and
Mm.
stuff like that. And it's like, oh, this falls apart too quickly.
Yeah.
But it's $5 for a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Also, a lot of the stuff you just go to Menards or Home Depot and get like a 1/16 inch piece of plywood, tack onto the back. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Also, you guys ever had lunch at IKEA?
Yes, the
Yeah,
hot
the
dogs.
food is
Ooh.
crazy
All
good.
right,
Yeah.
I take that back. I have sat in there for the hot dogs.
Yeah, I must
Only for the
reveal
hot dogs.
that.
Oh,
But
food's
it's
great.
not just the hot dogs, like
it's
the,
like $4.
the
Yeah.
meatballs and
Yeah.
yeah.
Even though it's horse, I don't care.
Yeah.
It is a non-profit, which is why everything's so cheap.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
More
Yeah, they're
NPR
like-
with the reef right there.
They're incorporated in Belgium, and it prevents hostile takeovers.
Thank you, IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Since
you.
Belgium's been hostily taken over many times.
I
as
meant
we've seen.
IKEA, but
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
The all right. So speaking of Tom, all right. So Tomasson interjecting on the Kendrick stuff. I love that.
That was amazing.
Oh my
I
God.
love that half of Thomas's reporting is him getting hung up on.
He hung up on me.
Yeah, don't hang up on Chris.
So okay, so full story for like the 10 people who are unaware of this. So Rap Sheet reports that Michael Kendricks is signed with the Browns. Michael Kendricks responds with "I hate you as a person," not actually like denying the report, but then other
Yeah.
people are like, "Well, there's no deal in place, although we kind of expect this to be the case." Yahoo and so we then get like basically anti-confirmation, and then Tomasson calls Kendricks, and Kendricks like. And Michael Kendricks, and then Kendricks in like some very pointed language is like, "We haven't signed a deal. There's no deal in place, etc. I haven't. I haven't even made a decision yet." So then Yahoo Sports later the same night,
Releases.
reports that not only has he signed, but releases the salary
Disney
data,
cut, yep.
which is like pretty definitive. Like, not only has he signed, but we know how much for. It's like a 1 year, $3.5 million
$3.5
deal.
million. Yeah.
And so Then Tomasson's like, well, if you've signed, I should call again. And so he calls him again. He's like, this is, I assume, now I'm just like dramatically reenacting something I don't know. He's like, this is Chris Tomasson from the Pioneer Press. And then he just hangs up. And so he reports that he got hung up on after he tried to get reconfirmation on the Yahoo
It sucks
Sports
that we
thing.
don't have like actual phones anymore because you don't have the satisfying click phone slam. You have the doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
I don't even have that because I
Yeah, I
put
think
my
it just-
phone on. I take the volume off of all that. So
How
Oh, wait, no, I'm
you
thinking of Skype.
talk on the phone if you don't have any volume.
no, I'm saying like the little extra noise.
He gets not much of a listener.
You can turn it down.
That's
He's
true.
just a talker.
Yeah.
But also tied in, so this is why you don't hang up on Tomasson. So, because you get sort of mini shade. So this is from Tuesday. Is Daniel, Chris Thompson tweet, is Daniel Carlson ahead of Kai Forbath in the Vikings kicking battle? On a 50-yard attempt with a bit of wind, Kai Forbath shanked it, and it was short and wide right. And then Carlson stepped up and drilled the 50-yarder right down the pipes. That would have been good from way longer. So that's why I don't hang up.
Don't hang up on Chris Tomasson.
Just like Kai Forbath did back. Why isn't Forbath cut?
I'm
I
surprised.
don't know.
I mean,
in my opinion, it should just be like the best. Like we drafted a kicker in the 5th round.
Mhm.
It's like the Chris Kluwe.
I was just about to say,
Blair
so
Walsh
Kluwe
all
was
over.
cut immediately,
Yeah.
but there's like other parts to that story. Kluwe
He was
was a
insane.
little more than annoying
Yeah.
to the Vikings brass.
Yeah.
At this point, like I
Um,
get, like if you really want to have the best kicker, keep going. But
Right. Well, so one of the criticisms that people level at the Vikings front office, fair or unfair, I haven't really come down on a side to this, is that Rick Spielman holds on to draft picks for too long. He essentially believes the sunk cost fallacy, and maybe the best example of that has to be Matt Khalil. Christian Ponder also a pretty good example. I don't know if that's true. I mean, they did cut Willie Beavers, a 4th-round pick, like right away. But it's a criticism that fans often level at him.
Mhm.
And I think that
but they cut
the
Beaver.
willingness to have
They cut Beavers to like kind of sneak him back on the practice squad, right? Or did they just
no,
outright cut?
they just cut him.
They cut him and
Yeah.
they never brought him
Yeah.
back. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they brought him back onto the practice squad halfway through the season.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then back onto the active roster, I think, at the very end of the season. But no, they didn't even have an intention of stuffing him on the practice squad, it seemed like. But yeah, this seems to be an indication that they're willing to have a genuine competition. And I think a genuine competition at kicker matters slightly more than at punter because you have to have the sort of the field conditions of the pressure of a blocked kick and stuff like that. So that's probably part of it, is that they think a competition cannot occur until you've got a couple of preseason snaps in there to really evaluate. But I mean, without that, I mean, it sounds like Carlson is way ahead of Forbath because they're stunting the competition in Carlson's favor. The only OTAs report I've heard of kicking is from 50+, and Forbath is like predictably not
Not
great
good.
at it.
Just
Not
have
good.
them all
And
be from 76.
from-
Gets Janikowski back in
right,
here.
yeah. And from what I've heard, Carlson's nailed every 50-yarder. But again, no one's trying to like take his head off. So we're gonna have to wait. So it might be that genuine competition matters more at the kicker battle because they want on-field conditions.
yeah,
with
they don't
pressure.
want to deal with kicking issues anymore.
Right.
Like,
And then the second part of that is it may be that Spielman is much more willing to bite the cost of a draft pick than people think and or now, right? Maybe he's seen the error of his ways. Then the third thing is maybe Kluwe was the exception and this is the rule.
mhm.
So, I mean, yeah, I think all of those maybe potentially play some factor
Yeah.
in some combination.
Something that's a non-factor in my summertime entertainment, but we have to talk about. So NFL Top 100. Adam Thielen arrives on the
It's still
charts.
happening.
Numero
Yeah,
36.
It goes through all the summer, man.
Probably the last of the Vikings, unless
Thielen's too high, Diggs is too low.
Mackenzie Alexander was really drunk. But
Harrison Smith hasn't been named yet, has he?
46.
Yeah, he was.
He was
Yeah.
46.
Harrison
Yeah.
Smith too low.
So Thielen 36, Smith 46,
Wow.
Xavier Rhodes 55, Diggs 65, Linval 83, way too low, and Cousins at 94. About right.
Where was Case
Maybe a
Keenum
little high.
on that list?
51.
Way too high.
Way too high.
51.
I don't know. Like, it's difficult for me to be like Cousins is too low or too high because he's coming off a bad year. And they never tell the players like what this list is. It's like, who do you think the best is? It's not.
Yeah.
They don't tell them who do you think the best is based off of last year. Who do you think the best is going forward into next year? Who do you think the best is based on their career so far?
It's just
Based
talk
on the
about
last
this player.
couple. Yeah, it's
Right.
just like talk about this player. Like Cousins is coming off a bad year, Keenum's coming off of an insane year. But imagine if you ask the players, who do you think will be better next year? There's a decent chance a good chunk of them would say Cousins. I don't know. The top 100 is weird, and one of the reasons is
I used to love it, but it was the year when Adrian Peterson ended up getting 1 overall, and that was, I think,
it was for the 2013 offseason.
What, 1976, Eric Dickerson was 2.
But then Peterson ended up on the list after not playing the entire year. I think, right?
He was almost in the top 10, right?
Yeah. No, he was like low. He was like 70 something, I think. But he still ended up on the list after missing like all of 2014. And so the players who voted them, they didn't think the last year mattered. They thought what they maybe generally thought of the player who's going to have the better next year, whatever matters. And so you've got all these players with all these different criteria, and there's not that many players voting on this list. I think the number of players that vote on it expands every year. There's not that many players voting on the list. And so the fact that some of them have different criteria than others really shows up. And like one of the things that shows up is if you got Cousins at 90 whatever and Keenum at higher than that somehow.
It's like
also Adam Thielen got compared to 2 white receivers, so that was cool.
It was Edelman and
Jordy
Nelson.
Jordy maybe, right? Jordy's like okay, kinda, but Julian Edelman, no. Like I don't see any.
That one's
there.
weird.
We got the true comp question in hour 2, so we'll save that one.
Cool.
It's like
we'll talk about
they need a different criteria, like Pro Football Hall of Fame, where it's like Peter King's like, now Darren Sharper, we can only judge what happened on the field. That was a real thing.
Yeah, no, he said that. He said that he still wasn't going to vote for Darren Sharper, but only for on-field reasons. Yeah, because he just wasn't good enough. And it's like, I don't know why you spent all this time.
That makes no sense.
It's a weird stance to take. It's like I would murder my wife, except it's illegal.
Yeah.
Why did you bring that up before appetizers got here?
Even if the purge was real, I still wouldn't murder my wife. Well,
strong stance.
You're on the record.
No, I'm saying that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what it's like.
We'd wipe out the neighbors because I need her help to lay down some cover fire. But then I'd turn on her. It'd be like the end of The Departed.
Can you imagine if the purge was real?
Oh, terrible. I
don't think it would stop after one day.
No, it would not.
It's like
going to happen here soon enough.
All right.
In some circumstances, it already is.
Yeah.
Not a smooth segue, but I had a great Twitter question from Jacob Kost, friend of the program. Put together the all-time Vikings D-Line. Is Randall, Williams, Page, Eller. Does Allen make the cut? Now, I'll give you, gents, a moment to think about it. But for me, it was Page, Eller, John Randall, and I put Jarrett ahead of Jim Marshall. But it might just be because I'm younger and actually saw Jarrett play.
So, couple of clarifying questions.
Yep.
Single year or career? This is the Keith Millar question.
Yeah, I would go career.
Okay, and then the second question is the Ellen Page question. Do you take them for their era, or do they have to play today?
In their era.
So then obviously Ellen Page.
Yep.
The nose tackle one is kind of difficult because, I mean, you could go with Gary Larson, right, who is pretty good. You could go with Pat Williams.
Hammer and Hank.
You could go with Hank Thomas.
Linval
deserves a discussion too, and he might actually be the best out of all of them.
Yep.
And that's weird to say, but I'm going to go with Linval just because I like him. The defensive ends is tough.
Yeah, it really is.
I might go with Eller Dolman.
Ooh, yeah, Dolman I didn't even think about.
Yeah. He's got like 150.5 career sacks, something like that.
Yep. Yinka?
I'm Page as well too. I'm glad that you did bring up Linval because I think he's just like, we keep talking about him being underrated, but I think it's almost at this point criminal as you look at how good he's been over the last this is fourth year with the Vikings.
So if you go back to 2 years before he signed with the Vikings, when he was back with the Giants, he has been a top 3 nose tackle in the league. I think every single one of those years except his first year with the Vikings in 2014.
Yeah.
And that was a difficult year for him.
Yeah, because was that the year he got shot?
Oh yeah.
I thought Sharif got shot.
No,
it was Linval. It was Linval.
Yeah, Tom Johnson got tased.
No, Tom Johnson got tased.
There we go.
No, you're right. It was Linval. I don't think it was because he got shot. Although, it's kind of difficult to be like, well, that didn't matter at all. But a lot of it was he was transitioning from his role because with the Giants, he only needed to rush upfield. And with the Vikings, he needs to make decisions about whether or not he's rushing upfield or staying closer to home. And he needs to read the play. And it took him just a little bit longer to get used to that. So 2014 may be a down year. But every other year, 2012 to 2017, I think he's been a top 3 nose tackle in the league. Put him up there with Damon Harrison and Dontari Poe and Vince Wilfork. He's been phenomenal for a really long time.
Yeah, and given the fact that even with 2015, you could see how much his presence was missed because Sharif Floyd had to essentially fill in at nose tackle. And he admitted we need to get
the only person who has filled in at nose tackle that hasn't been a disaster was strangely Kevin Williams. Just weird.
Yeah.
And he hated it.
It was good that we clarified because I think we can't dismiss Jared Allen's 22 sack season if we were just doing for a single year.
Yeah, should have got the record except for stupid Josh McCown. His face.
I will go with
McCown's always plagging the Vikings.
Other guy will go with Pat Williams then.
Yeah, Josh McCown
That's
is the trifecta of Dick and us. So the Arizona game, the not Jared sacks, and also he might start over Teddy.
Didn't Jared get 4 sacks in that game anyway, though?
I think he got 3, and then the Bears just started running the ball.
But yeah, all they did was run the ball.
Like,
even though they were like behind, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, this is not going to happen.
We're both not going to the playoffs. We're not going to be in the history books.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which is so rude considering, what the Packers did for the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Speaking of in the history books, in the historical rankings of Minnesota burgers, my burger is definitely up there. Family owned and obsessed over since 2004, serving made-to-order burgers, hand-pressed to perfection. And here's the thing. Gluten-free buns, salads, sweet potato fries, malts, and also craft beer, because you can't have a burger and a beer without beer. Just math. Yeah. 5 Twin Cities locations: Stadium Village, Richfield, Calhoun, up in the Skyway downtown, and also Mac Groveland. And order online, myburgerusa.com. Plus, once you subscribe, as you already should, but if you haven't, do it. Subscribe to Zone Coverage. You get a gift card good for a free burger at myburgerusa. Hit them up, myburgerusa.com. All right. A couple of just general OTA Q&As going on. So, Mac is working with first team nickel. Is he still there week 1?
No.
I'm working on a Mac piece right now.
Yep.
Oh, Alexander. Never mind.
What did you think?
Did you
think it's some? Never mind. Go ahead.
No, actually, no. Like, who were you thinking of?
I initially thought for whatever reason Mac Brown, and my brain went.
Wow, that would be really impressive.
It would be really impressive.
Like an Ontario McCaleb transition from running back to cornerback.
Exactly.
No, Mac Brown will not play in nickel.
No, I think he does.
Strong take.
I think he. That changes my answer. Yes, I definitely think he is. And Arif, we talked about it. That we're seeing, especially on film, Mac had a quietly very good season this last year, and which is different than what we thought because obviously we watched the Eagles game or we watched. I think there was another game that he got heavily burned on, but he has
4th and 10 Saints.
Yeah.
He has played actually fairly well, and that definitely gives you some position flexibility because he can't kick outside.
Yeah, I think he's at this point a little bit underrated by the Vikings fan base. If you take a look at just the games where he's had kind of a lot of snaps, which actually includes the first Saints game, as well as the Washington game and the Steelers game, which admittedly the Vikings did not play well in those games. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they played pretty well in that first Saints game. But if you look at his play, so he gives up like some pretty big plays, and then he avoids getting targeted or avoids making big mistakes for almost the rest of the game. The games where he's had a lot of snaps, he's actually played pretty well. Where he takes a couple of snaps here or there, he's actually been at issue. And those kind of add up to give him fairly poor numbers by Pro Football Focus standards. But people remember the Saints game. People remember those 3 consecutive snaps in the Eagles game. I think, generally speaking, he's played a little bit better than a lot of people are saying, especially in games where he's played a heavy rotation. So you take a look at a lot of the players that have struggled their first 2 years. Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes, just to name the Vikings players that have done that. But even just kind of outside the Vikings, you could take a look. Patrick Peterson is a really good example of a guy that took a while to blossom. You could take a look at, even Darrelle Revis. His first 2 years were pretty good, but they weren't Darrelle Revis. A lot of cornerbacks, and I don't know if this is like it matches the average, but a lot of cornerbacks who do end up being pretty good didn't necessarily play all that well at the very beginnings of their career. And so for Mac Alexander, you might maybe want to take that into account. And I think so. His deficiencies include long speed, and that's not something that you can really train him out of.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of his other deficiencies include stuff that are mental parts of the game. So the ability to work well in zone transitions, the ability to read receivers and figure out what routes they're running. Some of that stuff is stuff that can be corrected, and I think he's kind of on his way to doing that. So I think it's very likely, especially given that the Vikings have only had a history of waiting for the cornerbacks to get good. I think it's likely that he'll start nickel because I think there's a lot of good there.
Okay, what besides the penalty, wasn't that something that Rhodes actually really struggled with in the beginning? We definitely saw flashes of him being actually pretty good, but then he would give up those really big plays, and we worried about him being able to, kind of be that corner that we really needed him to be.
Yeah, and I remember, I was getting frustrated because Desmond Trufant, who's picked 2 picks before him,
Yep,
in the same draft, was playing really well, and was outplaying Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think did Trufant miss this entire season last year?
Trufant,
yeah. And he may still end up being like a better corner than Rhodes, but if so, not by a ton, even though he massively outplayed him for the first 2.5-3 years of his career. Rhodes, I think, had trouble kind of recognizing what he needed to do against route combinations that exploited zones. Obviously, like you mentioned, he had the penalty problem, and just generally, he didn't have the technique he needed to take advantage of all the physical skills that he had, and so they would exploit some of the issues that he had, which occasionally did include, quickness in short areas. And he still was having trouble, even after he emerged as a top-level cornerback. He was still having trouble with, like, Julian Edelman, for example, against quicker receivers.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen 2.0.
Yeah, right. And Golden Tate's kind of always had his number.
Yeah, Golden Tate's.
But yeah, Rhodes had trouble with a lot of things that kind of similar to the trouble that Mac Alexander has.
And what's your guys' go-to drunk food?
Ooh.
Are you sweet or savory?
Yinka doesn't get drunk.
What's your go-to late night food?
If it's like late night after like 11 and I just need something, I definitely lean towards savory. So like McDonald's or something like that.
I've actually also never gotten drunk. I just wanted to put Yinka on the spot.
You haven't?
Never.
Really?
Nope. I didn't even start drinking until I was like 24, 25.
I've gotten a new respect for you.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, that's not the response most people have. But late night food. Now that I've moved, it has to change. But it used to be I would go down to Santana Foods and grab.
Santana's is
You're
really
right.
Santana.
cheese curds.
Bomb.
Yeah, the cheese curds
Curds
there
are
are amazing. They're the
Euro-
best cheese curds
Euro's good
in the world.
They've kind of dipped down a little bit.
Well, if
Had
they
'em.
have, I haven't been there super recently. So, but when I was there, they had the best cheese curds I've ever had, which means because it's an Upper Midwest delicacy, the best cheese curds in the world.
there. Right, of course.
So yeah, so I used to go get their cheese curds. They had decent gyros, not as good as their cheese curds, but I get that too. So now I have to figure out what it is now that I've moved to Uptown. I don't know what it is yet.
Yep, Declan.
Chips and salsa or chips and
Ooh.
queso. Like
See,
I have that.
I
in
only
my
asked
house
this
all
I have to have guac if it's going to be that.
the time.
I only asked.
Eh.
I only asked this because of the Golden Tate donut thing. It made me think of that. I'm on the occasions where I still actually do
Didn't
get drunk.
Ariana Grande have a donut thing?
Yeah,
too?
she licked donuts,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, she is contaminating the food." It's like, just get another donut. They're like 12 cents. Get out of here.
Didn't they force her to buy those donuts? Like,
I don't know.
I would hope
she
they
got
did.
she got in a lot of trouble that day.
Good.
Not because of the donuts, though.
I'm a Jack's Pizza guy.
Yeah, but frozen pizza's up there too.
The
for
one
me.
you get for like $2.
Yeah, Jack's has a pretty good quality to price. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
bad pizza.
Yeah.
4 for 10
But
though.
in terms of the price, yeah, they've got a good
I-
quality to price
Penny
ratio.
for
Yeah.
penny, it's the strongest pizza in the UFC.
I just picked up 4 of them at Cup Foods yesterday.
I still have this take that I refuse to defend. I personally love Totino's Party Pizzas,
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
and they're bad.
Yeah,
they're
they're-
objectively
they're so
bad.
gross.
People are like, Arif, how can you like this? I thought you liked good food. And I'm like, yes, you make a good point.
I thought
And then
you
I
didn't
just
get
stop
drunk.
there.
Yeah.
But I added fresh basil and some buffalo mozzarella, so it's high class.
I have added food to Totino's Party Pizza. Like, I've added basil
Yeah.
and, like, garlic on top of the pizzas.
Yeah. Speaking of added, let's add in the game. So this game is called What Does Andy Think? So very,
Uh-oh.
very simple. I have a list of Minnesota Vikings current players. Well, hold on, I have to delete Herc. No, I'm just kidding. That's too soon. So I have a list of Vikings players, and also I have a corresponding movie, song, and TV show. And we'll go through and descending point value. And if you guess the player, you get the points. So 3, 2, 1 on the movie, song, and TV show. Buzz in by saying your name.
Is Sexy Dexy playing?
Yeah,
Sexy
absolutely.
Dexy has
Yeah.
to play.
All right. So for example, say I have Yinka is the name, right? Movie would be Get Out. Song would be Humble by Kendrick Lamar. He's a humble guy, right? TV show
Trying
Martin,
to be.
just because.
Martin
Martin was a great show.
That was a great. It really segue. It really set the tone for what black television was going to be. Like,
Damn Gina.
like exactly.
And then the Wayans brothers just like,
As they do.
because there's like 19 of them.
Jamie Foxx show though. Oh my god,
That was good.
so
Yeah.
good.
All right. So first name, the movie for 3 points is Armageddon.
So you have to figure out the player.
Yep.
And then you'll get. So the next clue is music, and then the clue after that
Yep.
is TV show. Okay.
Yeah. Movie's 3, song is 2, TV show is 1.
And if I guess, I'm out of the running for the next couple of points.
Yep.
For the next. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold
Okay.
my guess then.
All right, pass. Song, "Sexy Bitch" by David Guetta, featuring Akon.
The hell?
Speaking of a guy who doesn't drink,
I'll
Akon.
I'll go Declan.
Declan.
Sendejo.
Sendejo, that is correct.
Oh, that's good.
The TV show is the Reebok CrossFit Games.
Let's go. All
Oh
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, next up, 2 of
CrossFit Games.
9.
I like this game.
Movie, 3 points. Pain. Actually, let's rotate. Song for 3 points. "Sexy and I Know It" by LMFAO.
I really want to answer
Wow,
this one.
Sunday would have been a good.
Same one.
Yeah, I'll buzz in. Arif.
Arif.
Daniil Hunter.
Daniil Hunter, that is correct
Damn.
for 3.
Wow.
I wasn't going to guess that
That's-
one.
Yeah.
No.
TV show, ESPN's World's Strongest Man.
Yep.
Movie, Pain and Gain.
He did tell me Linval could beat him in an arm wrestling match, though.
Well-
I asked him that in the locker room.
Well,
once.
yeah, because I mean,
Right,
it's
yeah.
hard to move Earth.
Yeah.
Next up, TV show for 3 points, Grizzly Man.
Okay.
Okay. I have an idea,
Yep.
but I'll
Yeah, I
wait.
think I
I'll
do
wait.
too.
Movie. Oh, this would give it away, but I'm sorry, it's all staff as well.
Oh, it
Oh,
includes the staff.
Staff. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I already
Yeah.
had my pick, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so includes the staff and
Now that
current
you've
players.
said that, I'm
I thought
sure
it was Mike
it's staff.
Remmers. I
Uh,
thought that was my first
Movie for
guess.
2 points, Gran Torino.
Oh, yeah, I'll buzz in.
Arif.
Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer, that is
Oh,
correct.
Yeah.
That's so
Ding,
sad.
ding, ding. Get off my lawn. Song, anything by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
feel like
yeah.
that's
Okay.
up there.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Next up, so we're back at movie. So movie for 3 points, Moonlight.
Okay.
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 I didn't see
Yeah.
Moonlight.
You need to.
Heard good
It's
things.
really good.
It's
You need to
really
see it
good.
once.
Okay.
Yeah. Song, I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It by Katy Perry.
What are you getting at, Andy?
And for 1 point, TV show, Will and Grace.
Kai Forbath?
You have to ring in.
Declan?
Declan.
Kai Forbath?
Does Andy think that there's
Yeah. Yep. That's what I got out of that.
I just went to Kai Forbath right away, so
We
I
have-
don't know what you two are going to pick.
Any Hail Marys?
No, I refuse.
Nope. Okay. Answer, Mike Prefer.
Oh,
come on.
You
Trick.
went the other
Yeah,
direction.
Yeah,
he was
I
going-
thought you would.
Okay.
Okay,
Got
yeah,
it.
you and I were on the
we
same
were the
wavelength.
bad people.
Yeah,
and
we
hold
were
on.
the bad
Yeah.
people.
3 seconds of dead air. On to the next one.
Needs to make it more awkward.
Song for 3 points. I Can Only Imagine by Mercy Me.
Oh,
Oh,
Well-
buzzing.
Yinka.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is correct.
Sorry, what?
Yinka's on the board.
How does that?
Okay, so I grew up in church, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I've
It's a
never
cr-
been to a church.
yeah, it's a Christian song.
Oh.
my guess was him or Thielen.
Yeah.
The movie was Left Behind, the movie, which is done by Kirk Cameron. And the TV show is anything by Kirk Cameron. All right.
That's good.
4 names to go. Score update. Arif has 5. Yinka on the board with 3. Declan, you got 2. 4 names to go. Next up for 3 points, song. 3 points TV show. Deadliest Sketch.
Oh, Declan.
Declan.
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson
God,
is
God,
correct.
that was
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was good.
Declan has 5, tied up
Yeah.
with Arif. For B-Rob, movie was A River Runs Through It. Sure. And the song, Fishing in the Dark by the Nitty
Yep.
Gritty
Yeah,
Dirt
that's
Band.
definitely B-Rob.
That's so B-Rob.
That's a great song.
I was on the way over here.
Trace Moore. Movie, Supersize Me.
Yeah,
It could
whatever.
be
I'll just buzz in.
Arif.
Arif. Hercules.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Yep.
Now I think I know who it is now.
Song for 2 points, Big Papa by
Oh,
Biggie.
Yinka.
Yinka.
Is it Linval?
It is
Yeah,
Linval.
I was about to say that's.
We are
I
all
was gonna get to Linval, but these Hercules. I'm like, maybe.
Because he's got
Yeah, it's
It
fair.
was limited from 53 to 6 in that one question.
we are all
You know.
tied up at 5. TV show for Linval was Man vs. Food.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because you could also guess Brian O'Neill, right? Because
Yeah.
like you just mentioned the
But he has doesn't.
seafood diet.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's got to get
Yeah.
these are the people who have to gain weight.
Next up, 2 names left. Everyone's tied at 5. For 3 points, movie, Back to the Future.
Huh.
Mhm.
Song for 2 points, Shut 'Em Down by Public Enemy.
Oh, Arif.
Arif.
Terrence Newman.
Incorrect.
Oh, That's
What?
a great guess.
No,
though. I was
no.
thinking the oldest player too.
I'll explain afterwards.
Right.
TV show, Ice Road Truckers.
Oh yeah, if I had known the TV show, I would absolutely not have guessed Terrence Newman.
All right, I'll give it a
Declan.
shot. Trevor Simeon.
Incorrect. Yinka, got a guess?
I don't know, Denver.
I guess I could just guess. Yinka Riley Reef.
Incorrect. Answer, Xavier Rhodes. Because Back to the Future at the end, where it's like, where are we going, Doc? There's not enough roads. Where we're
Okay.
going, we don't need
Yeah. All right.
roads.
What,
Dun, 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 dun,
what was
dun,
the second?
dun.
And what was the TV
So
show?
we're still tied then.
Ice
All
Road
of us.
Truckers.
Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Road's close.
All right.
Okay.
Last but not
Damn it.
least.
This is the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
y'all.
I like
this
this
is it.
game.
Last one. Song for 3 points. I Can Love You Like That by All for One,
Jared Allen's not on the team anymore.
which is a shame. Yeah. TV show, 2 points. Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah, Arif.
Arif.
Holton Hill.
Incorrect. But hilarious.
Yeah, what? It makes sense. I think I know who it is.
Who's been to rehab?
I mean, confirmed. Holton Hill has been to rehab. Just
yeah, Jared Allen isn't on the team anymore.
yeah. See.
Oh, do I want to buzz in? I kind of want to hear the last clue. I only need
I
one
mean,
point.
he clearly doesn't know.
I don't know
I
it.
only need 1 point.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Last one. Movie for 1 point. The Comebacks
Huh?
was a 2007 sports comedy starring
yeah.
Sports rehab.
Keanu.
Okay, Yinka.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yinka.
Everson Griffin.
Incorrect.
Coming back from an injury, right? I mean, I guess Everson has an injury. but-
Yeah.
Crap.
You have 5 seconds.
Okay. I
Wait,
really
hold
don't.
on,
I don't know.
hold on.
That's time.
I don't know. I
Wait,
don't
what was
know.
the first clue?
I Can Love You Like That, All for One.
Shit. I was gonna guess Pat Elfline
right.
based off the last 2 clues.
Everyone's done. Dalvin Cook.
Oh,
Okay, good one.
So this game
Wait,
ends
is
in a
it 'cause
tie.
of the 4 and all for 1? I don't.
No, just because I love him.
Oh, okay.
Like some of these don't have deeper meaning, and some of them are pretty surface. But It's okay.
That's terrible.
It's all right.
So we ended tied
Yeah, we ended tied.
Wow.
because we fucked up
This
both the last
last one.
two.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Talk amongst yourselves for 30 seconds. I'll find something
Great.
as a tiebreaker.
Yeah, so
I
guess
can't
this is
believe-
the time for the anime minute.
This way, yeah, this would be perfect for the anime minute. Okay, well,
We had a couple of questions.
yeah, we did have a couple questions.
I can't believe I threw out a Trevor Simeon guess on this program. I didn't think
I didn't
we'd
even
ever
remember that he
mention
was still on the team.
I don't know why I thought that was Trevor. Maybe I thought Back to the Future, like, oh yeah, he was good once. And I was thinking, I'm like, no,
No,
was
it
he?
wasn't.
He
Yeah.
really kind of wasn't.
Should we go through these questions
Terrence Newman
for the
one was
anime
good.
questions then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a few anime questions. Global Like Noble asks, why is anime bad?
Okay, so his clarification on why anime was bad included essentially like the actual problem was that they signposted their emotions too much, which is actually an issue you've had.
Yeah,
too.
I've had a problem with that as well
And
too.
I think Global Like Noble's only exposure to anime, which makes sense, is super children's television.
Yeah,
And Pokemon, which is objectively just a bad cartoon
yeah,
with an amazing intellectual property attached to
yeah,
it.
definitely.
But no, there's a lot of anime that isn't like that, whose mouths don't take up half their face, or they're, they don't have like teardrops or sweat drops that
Yeah.
are the size of water.
Or don't spend the entire episode crying because of
Right.
something happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of because anime is like most television that different sectors of anime appeal to different ages. So
All
he's only seen children's anime.
Yeah.
All right, back in I guess points don't really matter. Whoever gets the first wins. Song "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran.
The hell? No one on the team is perfect.
Already got a good one. Okay,
Mm.
keep
yeah.
it
Okay.
up.
Well, let's just wait.
TV show "The Bachelor."
Declan.
Harrison Smith. That's
Ah,
correct.
That's where I was
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I
Well,
should
the
have
perfect.
just
I
gone
was
for
like,
it.
oh, it's Harry.
I should have just gone for
I
it.
thought of
Also, we've had this discussion many times, but we'll bring it on air again. Who's more handsome, Harrison Smith or Sendejo?
Sendejo.
Sendejo.
See, I said this though. Does he have to talk? Because if Sendejo talks, I'm not. He's lost all of the attractive points to me.
have
he
you
sounds.
heard Harrison talk?
I've
But-
recently spent a good part of my day with Andrew Sendejo, and I
That's
can
right.
tell
You
you,
were bragging about it.
He
I
sounds.
can tell you up close.
You
That
guys
man is
Jack and Steel?
He is beautiful.
Oh, he's a gorgeous guy. He just sounds professionally stoned like
He's-
all the time.
Well, yeah, because he's
He's
just kind of
gotten
like
his
he's
bell
just
rung.
kind of like
He's
yeah,
relaxed.
he's very relaxed. He's just like
Yeah.
yeah, cool, yeah, so yeah, I got you. That's him all the time.
Just like all the time, we have more time, hour 2. So listen to that. Check it out. We'll talk about anime. It's going to be great. Show's available on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, uncovered.com/machine. But for Yenka Allende and Arif and Declan Goff, we're looking forward. Man, they ain't outside. Bye-bye. Let's hour 2.